Alright, this video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to retire from being a music review channel, I know, so sad, and now I'm going to become a commentary YouTuber. You may have read the title of the video and thought that I'm afraid of dentists, and that is just not true. I just dislike them. I don't even know how I could possibly be afraid of dentists. I mean, most dentists are smaller than me, and I could easily solo the entire dental industry if I wanted to. But if we're talking about larger dentists, like the dentists, smash. Enough rambling about dentists. I'm gonna be talking about how I got my wisdom tooth removed. Keep in mind, this was a really long time ago. I think it was to like sometime in May. What I do remember is that they used local anesthesia on me, which was like they put a needle and then inject some funky liquid. Yeah, they just did that instead of like making me fall asleep, which is what they usually do. And this was actually a worry of mine because I thought I was gonna fall asleep and be high. Like how you see in the videos on YouTube where people just wake up and say some dumbass stuff.
How tall are you? Yogurt.
Even though I wasn't going to be high and saying dumbass stuff, it would mean that I was awake and aware of everything. So I was just staring at the dentist. And while the dentist and I were having a staring contest, 3 people held me down because I was flailing everywhere on the operating table thingy. They were using drills in my mouth and my entire skull was shaking. And yeah, this is the 200 subscriber reveal. After they were done drilling, they yanked it out with some pliers and they asked me if I wanted to keep this decrepit looking bloody tooth. Of course I said no. After the full procedure, I thought it was just gonna be okay since, you know, the anesthesia was still there. I was very, very wrong. When the anesthesia wore off, it was incredibly painful. The dentist said I would have something like dry socket. I don't even know how that's possible since I'm drippy as f. When I got home, I was a leaky faucet. I had to stand next to my sink since blood just kept on coming out of my mouth. I mean, that was to be expected since there was a hole drilled into my mouth. During this period of time, I had to become an average SoundCloud rapper and pop around 6 pills a day. I was also on a liquid diet, just drinking smoothies and eating condiments because the dentist said, "Oh, eating any solid food bad." After a few days in this new lifestyle, the pain subsided a bit, but the stitching came loose. I was absolutely panicking at this time. I mean, I thought that, you know, it wasn't supposed to come loose. It's supposed to stay there and help close the wound. Keep in mind, this was a few days before I had to go back to the dentist to get rid of the stitches. After a few days passed, I had gone back to the dentist and I thought the dentist was going to be mad at me since, you know, the stitching was loose. And I thought that was going to be a bad thing, but the dentist never brought it up at all. So they just got like a fork in there and just yanked it out. And I was surprised there was absolutely no pain when they removed it. And yeah, that's basically the end of the story. I'm gonna rate this experience a light to decent 1, since it was not enjoyable in the slightest, but I did get a cool story out of it. Yeah, like and...